It started like any other Saturday night. Loud music, cheap drinks, and too many people pretending to have fun. I met her near the bar. She said her name was Mara. She had this calm way of looking at me, like she already knew what I'd say next. We talked for a while. She didn't blink much, but she laughed at all the right moments. When I said I was heading home, she smiled and asked if she could tag along. I said sure. That was my first mistake. The walk back was quiet. Too quiet. No traffic, no voices, not even the sound of her shoes on the pavement. She just glided next to me. At my apartment, she didn't wait for me to invite her in. She just walked through the door like she belonged there. I remember thinking it was strange, but I didn't want to be rude. She looked around the room, studying everything. When I offered her a drink, she said, "You first." I laughed. She didn't. Then she started talking about things she shouldn't know. My street name. The picture of my mother on the wall. She asked, "Is that where you grew up?" But I never told her anything about it. I tried to brush it off. I went to grab my phone, and when I turned around, she was gone. The living room was empty. Then I heard her voice from the kitchen. Only, it wasn't her voice anymore. It sounded like mine. She said, "You left the fire on." I froze. I don't even have a fireplace. When she stepped back into the light, her smile was wrong, too wide. Her skin looked stretched like it didn't quite fit her shape. And her eyes, they were mine. I whispered her name, and she whispered it back, but in my voice. That's when I realized she wasn't repeating me. She was practicing. I ran into the bathroom and locked the door. She stood outside, still laughing with my voice. After a few minutes, it stopped. Then came a knock. 3 times. Slow. Even. A voice said, "Police. Is everything okay?" But it wasn't a question. It was perfect. Too perfect. Exactly how I sound when I'm calm. The last thing I remember was hearing the door open, and someone, maybe me, saying, "It's okay now, you can come out."